Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have to do anything, honestly. We just put it in there and click next a few times, and here we are. Grantek's customers come to us to provide best practices and thought leadership in the solutions we deliver, and the way we use Cognex's products is to make sure that we're inspecting every piece of packaging before it goes out the door.
You just plug in the IP address of the camera and it pops up this homepage ultimately. Yeah, it's almost like a dashboard. You can see the DataMan camera and the configuration, I would think. Maybe the light that's on there specifically, because this adaptable modular, so you could probably switch it.
Yeah, it seems to have pulled that right in.
So it knows what the serial number is of this liquid lens and lighting setup and put it on there. So it's definitely a bit smaller than the DataMan that I've used in the past. Set a 90-degree, which is kind of cool, so the cables can go down. It's a bit smaller footprint, I think, if you're putting it on a conveyor or on a line. Yeah, I've run into sometimes where the cables are sticking out or there's not enough room and they're kind of getting pinched against a piece of plexiglass or something, so it's nice that these can go down to a junction box wherever they're being connected to.
Yeah, I mean, the traditional tools have worked really well for us in the past, but we do, of course, run across applications where the barcode's damaged or on-demand printing where the printing quality just isn't great. And having some AI on board to potentially solve some of those will be really helpful.
Good, so step through the top here. We're at home and go to number 2, code setup. All right, on the left side says positioning. There's a step process, 1, 2, 3, 4, positioning, tuning, test, review. So we're in the positioning, move your reader.
And we're in code setup section here, so I presume here's where we're defining the code that we're gonna be looking for. All right, let's read this part we got here. So I presume we hit, oh, it's doing it right now, never mind.
Yep.
Cool, well, it's finding it already.
It's finding the data matrix.
So it's reporting to us right now the contents of the barcode and the pixels per module. So it's showing that right off the bat. And this is a pretty bad angle for it here. It's trying a few different things. It says move closer or further away. We're gonna try further, I think, to start. Looks like it's got a beat on it here now. It says move closer for optimal position. So we're still a little too far away, but it is finding it pretty consistently here. There are times where we have to, we have real world spatial restrictions on where we can put a camera. And it would be helpful to know if we need to be modifying that, maybe move a machine guard to get it somewhere where it would be a better spot for it.
Yeah, or even a newer, younger engineer who hasn't had as much experience as someone who's more senior with the DataMan cameras, giving them a little direction here through the software, I think is great.
And many times, this is on an adjustable rail where we can modify the distance. And it's good that it's telling us ideal before we even start the tuning process to know what it's happiest with. I think it's really gonna help set up that we don't have to commit to the time of tuning and locking in a position, and we can kind of do more of like an informal alignment and positioning, make sure we're in the realm of where we're supposed to be before we really start digging in.
Able to do that just here on the fly through the web interface. It's really neat.
We have a green optimal position.
All right.
It's probably time to tune.
So we're at 4.25 pixels per module. All right.
Let's do it.
Move on to the next step.
Okay, let's hit tune here.
Tune.
I presume we're going to see a combination of flashing lights, focal length changes.
And the beeps. Always love the beeps.
Oh, gotta love the beeps.
So yeah, it's giving us 3 and it's suggesting one to us with a check mark, but it's suggesting the one that has the fastest decode time, which is 13 milliseconds versus the other ones that are 18 and 15 milliseconds.
I presume we'd almost always want the fastest decode time unless maybe we see it accidentally picking up something else in frame, or if we have some sort of field of view or product consistency problem.
It's also telling us it's using the polarized light.
Originally there were some candidates at the bottom that were like 74, 75%, and then some that were 95, and that keeps going up here as it makes its adjustments. And then it has partial results or good reads, so I'd imagine that's if it finds a really bad looking barcode. And now we do have the visibility slider on Enable AI Enhancer.
Oh, that's neat. Before the customer where the ink on a piece of product is faded or wasn't printed because their printer was running out of ink. And yeah, this would have been perfect for that application. Would have been able to solve that.
We even see things where product orientation might not be reliable, so we might find barcodes popping up in areas of the field of view that are not ideal for reading, that maybe we didn't tune towards originally. That'd be a good use case for it. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have to do anything, honestly. We just put it in there and click next a few times, and here we are.
From the customer ownership perspective, it's a bit more user-friendly. You know, like if we were in a position where we needed to support a customer or they're trying to support themselves, they're able to simply go to the IP address or the serial number in the web browser. I thought that was very neat. And then they could try to reconfigure this, look at the read setup that was established before if something's been bumped or out of whack. It's just easier to do without having to set up a laptop and plug in. So I think that stands out to me as a great feature.
The other thing I've seen is some of our customers have workstations that might be locked down. They might not be able to install particular pieces of software.
Yep.
But I think everyone has a browser, so that might be really helpful for them as well.
I think it was super user-friendly. I mean, somebody who hasn't seen the camera before and has had some experience with some DataMan, I'm able to go through all the menus and settings and set it up fairly quickly. I would say within 5 minutes we were up and running, decoding 2D barcode.
I appreciate that it's the same browser interface for the setup that we have in the runtime. When we actually would put it embedded in an HMI or otherwise, or provide someone a link to it, they can see what we would see configuring it. I think really only needing a browser is going to be a big thing. That can be a hurdle, just talking a customer through getting the setup tool out, making sure it's configured properly, getting through their administrative constraints that they might have. I think that'll be a big advancement. We've had a lot of success with the traditional tools that Cognex provides, but we do every once in a while run into something where the code quality is really poor, or the lighting we have available or the space we have available is really poor. And this might definitely get us out of a jam to have that AI on the back end helping resolve really bad codes.